Hey, what it do, y'all? It's your boy E2 Blue coming back at you again on this, I guess, Hangover Monday, because after a loss, it's always Hangover Monday. I feel like we've had too many of these this year. Cowboys now 2-6 on the season. Is there any hope for the Cowboys to ever win another game this season? That's the thing. But as a content creator, I'm also gonna try to stay optimistic and try to find a glimmer of hope, of sunshine for every situation. I know some of you guys are probably checked out. Some of you guys are like, oh, I was so high on this team the beginning of the season. Now it's just like, with all the injuries we sustain, it's like, okay, are we ever going to win a game? Well, it depends on what happens. We almost beat the Eagles. Now, I'm going to tell you this. We should have beat the Eagles. How the defense played, and they got 4 takeaways. They got 2 interceptions by the young Trayvon Diggs. We know that he's a young, raw talent that's still learning. Now, one thing that I learned about Trayvon Diggs is, you know, he used to be a wide receiver like his brother Stephon Diggs, right? So when he went to Alabama, they converted him to a cornerback. And, you know, you talk about 2 seasons of only doing that and then going to the NFL, like, that's pretty raw. You know what I mean? And for him to convert like that and actually play like he's playing right now, you know, it's going to be some growing pains there. He's a rookie in the NFL. You know, you got to learn how these guys play, these NFL players play. It's a different ball game. It's a different ball game. But I look at Trayvon Diggs and I'm like, you know, I'm glad that we picked him. I think that he'll get better and better as time progresses. But again, him getting his first 2 interceptions last night, that was a good thing. That was a bright spot. It's funny how this defense played better once they got rid of Terry Poe, Everson Griffin, and Darryl Worley. It's funny, isn't it? Funny how that happens, right? It's funny how that happens. But I will say too, with those 4 takeaways that we had, right? If Dak Prescott would have been playing, we would have wore the Eagles' ass out. We would have maximized those opportunities if we would have scored on those. Of course, you got the rookie Ben DiNucci. I don't blame him fully. This was his first time playing in the game. Both quarterbacks played not that well. Carson Wentz, again, you know, for him to be the veteran that he is, you know, he was trying to give the ball away to the Cowboys. But, you know, he made plays when he needed to solidify the win for the Eagles. So, but like I said, we're playing with our 3rd string quarterback. I feel like I don't blame Ben DiNucci so much because, like I said, it's his first NFL start. He's a 7th round pick. Definitely not a guy that's ready for the NFL. You can tell he's not ready for the spotlight yet. Everybody wanted to see what Ben DiNucci can do. Yes, we all know that he's a raw quarterback. It's going to take some time for him to get better, right? I didn't like a lot of those sidearm passes he was throwing. He kind of, you know, like made some poor choices and stuff throwing the ball. He was lucky we would have got intercepted so many times. Now the Eagles had the Eagles taken the opportunity to intercept those balls, it would have went differently. But I will say that and sorry that the video is dark. It was lighter out here and all of a sudden it just got dark. But, you know, bear with me here. I'm doing a video on the run. I just got off of work. But yeah, so but yeah, that's just how I feel about that. Now I think that Andy Dalton might be back next week, so he'll be back on the team. The offensive line held up a little bit more in this game. Ben DiNucci held the ball a little bit too long. Like I said, he made some errant passes. He made a couple of good plays, but the biggest thing, I'm disappointed with Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore, your offensive coordinator, he mismanaged the game. You got to do better than that, Kellen. Got to do better than that. I don't know if he was just overwhelmed with, having to make a game plan for a third string quarterback and trying to do all these little cute plays. Like, this ain't college, this ain't high school. Some of them worked, some of them didn't. Like, you just can't come out here doing that. Like, you gotta be smarter than that. You can't. We were running the ball. You look at when we were running the ball with Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard. We were just going at him, back and forth with Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard. Then all of a sudden, you just stop to do a reverse and doing these trick plays that didn't work because Fletcher Cox and Vinny Curry got you. They were right there waiting on you. So I just felt like he mismanaged the game. He didn't. He tried to make it. I see what Kellen Moore was trying to do, but again, stop. If something works, continue to do it. Don't break contain. Don't stop doing something that works. You should never do that. So, in my opinion, you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah. I don't know if that even helps because, yeah. But yeah, you got to do what you got to do. You can't sit there and expect to win a game, and you're not giving your offense the ample amount of time. What happened to Amari Cooper? You know what I mean? Like, you have your $100 million guy, right? One pass for 5 yards. I blame Kellen Moore for that. I do. He's got to do better at calling these plays and calling these games. Period. But like I said, we should have Andy Dalton back next week. I don't know if that matters. We'll see. I really don't have anything else to say. Like I said, the bright spot was the defense. The defense came to play. DeMarcus Lawrence was all over the place. Can't nobody say anything about DeMarcus Lawrence sucking, because I hate that people keep coming at me talking about they wanted DeMarcus Lawrence gone, and I'm like, y'all gotta have patience. You see how well DeMarcus Lawrence is playing now. Like, understand, like, when I tell y'all stuff, like, I'm not just saying this shit out the side of my head. Like, this is real. Like, he had a knee injury, and everybody say, oh, excuses. I don't make excuses. I speak facts, and that's what it is. I don't know these players personally, so why would I make excuses for something I don't know? You know what I mean? But yeah, DeMarcus Lawrence was all over the place. Randy Gregory played a good game. Alden Smith was here and there. I think that I don't want them to. I heard somewhere that they were trying to trade Alden, but I don't want them to do that. I like what Alden brings to this team. They just gotta, like I said, he's still raw. Let him come back and figure this thing out. And I still like him on this team. But like I said, it's funny how this defense played better once they got rid of Everson and Don Terry Poe and Darryl Worley. But this defense looked like they wanted to play. They went and got those takeaways. I don't know if it's because it's the Eagles, but then I can't say that either, because I think Washington has a worse offense than the Eagles does, and we made the Washington offense look like they were dynamic. So I guess I can't really say that, but we'll see what happens next week, because next week we got the Steelers, and the Steelers are the only undefeated team this year. So, I tell you guys this, for those of you, real quick, for those of you that's jumped off the bandwagon for the Cowboys, understand that the Browns were a bad organization for a long time. Now they're finally a good team. And if it helps you at all, you look at some other teams this year that had some changes. The Patriots got pretty much the same record we have. So put that in perspective. The Patriots with Bill Belichick. So, when teams change quarterbacks or change coaches and stuff like that, a lot of those teams this year are not doing well. The teams that are doing well don't have no changes. Look at the Steelers. The Steelers didn't make no changes outside of their draft picks. That's it. They still got the same coaches. Those teams have the advantage. And I told y'all that. It ain't just the Cowboys. Other teams, the Panthers, are not playing all that great. They're up and down. The Washington team, like, this whole division is trash. The Eagles, outside of, they don't have any changes, but they do have a lot of injuries. Now, whoever's going to make the playoffs in this division, I don't know. It's a toss-up. But, we'll talk more about that throughout the week. But that's it for Hangover Monday. Guys, go vote. Definitely go vote. In the meantime, between time, it's your boy E2 Blue. Always keeping it real. Talk to y'all soon.